Good day, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. You are watching TM News. For today's top issue, one-on-one interview intended for the most top 3 successful entrepreneur in the Philippines. Right after the interview, a panel of discussion will be done by Mr. Miseryu and Ms. Pasaporte, newly entered personnel in the field of entrepreneurial business. Without hesitating to start, let's get duets and together we will learn from their success.
Live one-on-one interview of one of our successful entrepreneur in the Philippines will be happening. She is very known in the business world, and today, live in our channel, she will answer questions. Without further ado, let me welcome you all virtually, the successful businesswoman, Miss Abigail Mijares. Good morning, Miss Abigail Mijares. So here is my first question for you. Now that you are a successful entrepreneur, can you define your own definition of entrepreneur and entrepreneurship?
So good morning once again. So basically when I hear the word entrepreneur, a thing often comes out to my mind is businessman or woman. So a term used for the different personalities behind entrepreneurship. So as we all know. On the other hand, entrepreneurship is a field that different businesses and investments are evolving as to how entrepreneur run its social economic progress. So in all honesty, before I became a successful entrepreneur as I am today, I never dreamed of this position, particularly of being into this field, not until I knew that I have a business mind to manage a business for economic progress as well as for the economy of the people. So I believe entrepreneurship is not just about starting a business, but it is about seeing opportunities in the marketplace, people, and the society, and or making changes or improvements as well as creating value. So the more modern entrepreneurship definition is also about transforming the world by solving big problems. So like bringing about social change or creating an innovative product that challenges the status quo of how we live our lives on a daily basis. So entrepreneurs look at problems at hand and take them as an opportunities. So at the same time, it's about building a life on your own terms. No bosses, no restricting schedules, and no one holding you back. So entrepreneurs are able to take first step into making the world a better place or for everyone in it, including themselves.
Thank you, Miss Abigail Mijares, for such a great explanation. And you've been through a lot in the field of entrepreneurship before you've come this far. Now, as a successful entrepreneur, what is your own views with the processes and approach of entrepreneurship?
Alright, so the process approach emphasizes the actions of the entrepreneurs rather than their personalities and traits. So similar to an assembly line, the steps or phases of starting a business is the path aspiring entrepreneurs take in a linear fashion. As a matter of fact, it is useful to break the entrepreneurial process into 5 phases. So it includes the idea generation, generalization, opportunity evaluation, planning, company formation or launch, and growth. So firstly, the idea generalization, every new venture begins with an idea. So in our context, we take an idea to be a description of a need or problem of some constituency coupled with a concept of a possible solution. So secondly, opportunity evaluation. So this is the step where you ask the question of whether there is an opportunity worth investing in. So investment is principally capital, whether from individuals in the company or from outside investors. And the time and the energy of a set of people as well. But you should also consider other assets such as intellectual property, personal relationships, physical property, and etc. So thirdly is planning. So once you have decided that an opportunity, you need a plan for how to capitalize on that opportunity. So a plan begins as a fairly simple set of ideas and then becomes more complex as the business takes shape. So in the planning phase, you will need to create two things. So firstly is the strategy, and second is operating plan. So fourthly is the company formation or launch. So once there is a sufficient compelling opportunity and a plan, the entrepreneurial team will go through the process of choosing the right form of corporate entity and actually creating the venture as a legal entity. Then lastly would be the growth. So after launch, the company works toward creating its product or service. So generating revenue and moving forward sustainable performance. So the emphasis shifts from planning to execution. So at this point, you continue to ask questions but spend more time of carrying out your plans. So although it is natural to think of the early steps of occurring sequentially, they are actually proceeding in parallel. So even as you begin your evaluation, you're forming at least a hypothesis of a business strategy. As you test the hypothesis, you are beginning to execute the first step of your marketing plan. So we separate these ideas for convenience in description, but it is worth keeping in mind that there are ongoing aspects of your management of the business. So in the growth phases, you continue to refine your basic idea, re-evaluate the opportunity, and revise your plan. So all of these things are my views with the processes and approach of entrepreneurship. So at the same time, this is how I applied my views in the real life situation of my whole business career.
Thank you once again, Miss Abigail Mijares. And I know a lot of people can gain from it. I know a lot of people idolize you. And I was dumbfounded for who you are in this business world.
Hello, good afternoon for each and everyone. Today we have a special guest, and she is known as one of the most influential entrepreneurs in the Philippines. So let's welcome Ms. Riza Karen Roda. Ms. Karen Roda, as one of the most successful businesswomen, can you give us or can you share with us what is your own idea about what is the entrepreneurship is?
My concept of entrepreneurship is complicated, in some ways ever-changing, and it has been a lifelong passion of mine. Entrepreneurship gives me a better feeling of purpose, while also serving as a source of motivation for me. Entrepreneurship is the foundation of progress as well as a funnel of innovation and change. Our economy and world paves the road of future venture and ideas. Entrepreneurship not only provides fresh spectacles through which the world might view itself, but it builds molders and shakers to sow seed and give birth to ideas that will benefit everyone. In other words, entrepreneurship serves as a catalyst of turning ideas into reality.
Ms. Riza Karen, as one of the most successful businesswomen in the Philippines, can you share with us what is your strategies or skills in managing your successful business?
Being a successful entrepreneur is not easy, but the key step to becoming successful in your business are to develop your business management skills. Come up with a bright idea on how to promote your business. Be a good role model to your employees, and most importantly, know how to associate with the customers.
Hello everyone, a pleasant day to all of you. Today, we will witness or interview one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the Philippines. Not just only successful woman, but proud to say, beautiful with the heart. So let me welcome Miss Sheila Panonce.
Good day. So thank you so much for having me here. It's a great privilege to impart learning to the aspirant entrepreneurs.
Hi Miss Sheila Panonce. My first question is, what are the socioeconomic benefits you get from entrepreneurship?
I have been through inevitable bumps and curves to be where I am right now, while enjoying the benefits it has been given to me as an entrepreneur. I I was once a jobless individual who really went through difficulties in finding a job that would offer a reasonable income and experience. That's when I took the risk to build my own business, and it wasn't an easy path. However, with such dedication and great knowledge, I managed to succeed. My business was essentially boosted, thus I and other people gained benefits from it. Entrepreneurship creates employment for the jobless one. It improves the quality of life as it enables everyone to sustain their daily necessities. It is a key to raising the standards of living. Moreover, as my business grows, I have eventually started exporting my product in order to expand into new markets. That is also one of the benefits, where it attracts potential customers to avail the product being offered, as well as attract more diverse partners. And it also helps in the development of the economy of our country. In a nutshell, expansion makes a business more successful.
Wow, thank you for that, Miss Shella. So now, here is my second question. Again, as a successful entrepreneur, can you give us the attributes, the qualities, and the characteristics of an entrepreneur?
Being an entrepreneur is extremely challenging, as there is a lot of work to do. Expect that the hours are long, the sacrifices are great, and you are constantly confronted with unexpected difficulties and challenges that seem to never end. With that, as an entrepreneur, you should possess the attributes, qualities, and characteristics that would be a great help in starting a business venture. The first on the list is curiosity. So curiosity enables an entrepreneur to explore new opportunities. It pushes you to learn further. It makes you thirst for knowledge. Next is adaptability. An entrepreneur must be able to adapt well to changes in a constantly evolving market. Decisiveness. This is also one of the most important qualities that allow you to make decisions firmly and efficiently, rather than changing your mind after some time. Then, the risk tolerance. As an entrepreneur, you must be willing to take the risk. To succeed in this field, you must necessarily step out of your comfort zone, and you'll never know, success will eventually come your way. Next, be comfortable with failure and persistence. These two go along. Being comfortable with the failure is the means of improvement of whatever you have to work on with your business boost. And there is being persistent and finding ways to learn, gain improvement, and grow. Subsequently, there comes innovation. An entrepreneur is an innovator who would come up with new ideas to help the existing business grow and nurture. And lastly, an entrepreneur must possess a long-term focus. It's crucial in the business industry that focus would lead your business to be the biggest and best in the long run. Thank you again for the opportunity. May those who desire to start a business learn a lot from me. So be an optimist who recognizes every drawback in life as an opportunity.
The second interview is definitely knowledgeable and is basically a true-to-life basis of our successful entrepreneurs. Just like us, I know that our panelists right now also gain the accurate, reliable, and such a helpful steps, as they also create their first attempt of taking the risk of becoming an entrepreneur. Everyone, the panel of discussion will be starting a minute from now, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Good day, Philippines. Good day, world. Good day also to you, Mr. Nacirio.
Good day to Miss Pasaporte. How was life as an entrepreneur?
What an interesting question you have, Mr. Nacirio. But basically, as of the moment, I still don't know or no idea about your query to response. But I just want to give you a short a fact regarding becoming an entrepreneur. So, becoming an entrepreneur, maybe or somehow you're aware of it because also you're an entrepreneur. So I just can say that the pressure is in us, the baggage is in us, everything. It comes to us primarily, and just a suggestion that
when you want to become an entrepreneur, you must possess this quality, which is becoming a risk taker, because entrepreneurship goes like that. We need to take risk in order for us to totally achieve the success of our business. So that's it, Mr. Nasirio.
That's definitely ultimately justifiable, Miss Kim. I also agree that becoming an entrepreneur can be so hard to deal with, but when you successfully make it, the rewards are more than enough than the efforts you gave. So still, business is worth risk taking for.
Yep, that one-on-one interview video really do help me in molding my capability, as after viewing, I was being equipped, competent, mindful, skillful, and able to learn various learnings, and so even strategy, in order for me to apply with my business and to add such learnings in my mind so that I can be able to apply it in my business. And what about in your end, Mr. Nasirio? Did you find the video beneficial in your part also, or whatsoever?
What, Miss Kim? I am so grateful and blessed this time that I was being one of the chosen entrepreneur to see these videos. So because honestly, without putting some colors in my words, it is definitely acknowledgeable. So same goes as yours, Miss Kim. I was given the chance to become more competent enough to work through the journey of my business, and I will always be thankful to these people who shared their real life stories about business.
Wow, that's good to hear, Mr. Nasirio, that both of us got the benefits. Wherein the benefits that is very much useful for the both of us, since we are just currently taking or stepping into the business world. So we just need to keep it up. Alright, so let's move forward. Lately I heard one of the interview defining the word entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. Although I do agree with his or her description, but as an entrepreneur also, I also do have my belief with the word entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. So personally, for me, entrepreneur are those people who runs their business with its innovative way. An entrepreneur has something to do or is something related with the word innovator. So an entrepreneur must be creative, must be having a critical thinking when it comes to creating new ideas or creating new inventions for them to sell something unique on it. So on the other hand, the word entrepreneurship is a way of how we market our produced products, and so even services. So entrepreneurship and entrepreneur is something related with each other, of course. So without entrepreneurship, there's no entrepreneur, and without entrepreneur, there's no such word entrepreneurship. So that's it.
I agree with Miss Kim. Even entrepreneurs is quite different from the businessman or woman in definition. To give an addition, Miss Kim, the successful entrepreneurs mentioned the qualities an entrepreneur should possess in order for them to achieve succession in their fields upon realizing it. I was into it, and besides, I am practicing it all over the entire duration of me as a new entrepreneur. The one that I really do believe that would put up a great help to everyone who's willing to take a risk becoming an entrepreneur is the one they mentioned, which is having a long-term focus or goal. Generally, the qualities they just mentioned was really helpful, but the one that I think was already done by me and gave me an outcome that is an exemplary, not just in me but to my business. So as well as the quality of having a long-term focus or goal. So there's no more explanation about that, Miss Kim, because it's kind of understandable, and it's very easy to understand. How about you, Miss Kim? Did you find the mentioned qualities was believable and useful as what you're believing?
So of course, Mr. Nasirio, those mentioned qualities should be possessed for those people who wanted to become a successful entrepreneur. And if I'll say no, somehow I'll just be fooling myself. You know what, Mr. Nasirio? As through my entire duration becoming an entrepreneur, there's something made me realize. We all know that the world of business is such a roller coaster ride. Sometimes we're up, but mostly we're down. But you know what? What's important is we just keep on going until we reach our destination, which is the success. We need to be able to be optimistic as we can. Aside of those mentioned qualities, becoming an optimistic can really also do help us, especially as newbie, an entrepreneur. So in every trials we may face, in every failure we experience, in every downfall we are in every trials that life or the situation may throw at us. But if we're just optimistic, if we will just always look at the brighter side of every situation, then surely and purely we can be able to surpass all of the trials we are in. So I highly recommend, especially to those especially to all of those entrepreneurs who runs business that is not just small, that is just starting. I am recommending you to apply all of those mentioned qualities, but don't forget to be as optimistic as you can, because in the end, that certain attitude or characteristic will lead you to success. Not just to success, but can make us acquire or achieve the contentment and satisfaction in life.
What a nice realization of you, Miss Kim. So it's so obvious that the one-on-one interview with you really catch your attention, and so you got the various learnings and as well as the strategy that is applicable in your business. I also admit that the video somehow will be served as my basis in founding my business and just instill in my mind. So generally, it was a great opportunity having the chance of taking those learnings. So as a sort of a suggestion for those who are planning to shape their business, I can share above all quality, attitude, capability, skills, and the knowledge should be present. Hence, it can produce the most great and beneficial outcome or impact what we are doing. So before we end this, let me share this to anyone. When eagerness to succeed isn't present, then the best opponent for what would be feeling or becoming comfortable with failure. So this is John Mark, this area. So God bless everyone, and thank you for watching.
So what meaningful conclusion you gave, Mr. Nasirio. So you're ending it having the content of what certain qualities an entrepreneur should possess in order for them to achieve succession in their fields. And I just want you to know that for sure, Mr. Nasirio, they really did understand what you're trying to point out. It's because you said it well. So congratulations to that, Mr. Nasirio. So mine would be the socio-economic benefits from entrepreneurship. So before that, let me share my experiences. So I started entering the world of entrepreneur when before I started entering the world of entrepreneurship, I was first employed as a call center agent. And honestly, the salary there is quite good, but honestly, it cannot make me sustain my needs, and especially also to my parents is depending on me, since I am a breadwinner of my family. So that's it. I cannot sustain my needs as well as my family's needs. So that is when I decided to put up a business. And of course, it was not that easy because I am not also that financially stable. And as a matter of fact, I even find some ways in order for me to have the capital for my business. So when I got the capital, I started to put up a business. And as I'm used to work with it, slowly by slowly and by fortunate chance, I was able to sustain my needs and also to my parents and to the other people through helping them. And not to brag, Mr. Nasirio, but because I managed to boost my business and it's about to be successful, sorry for that wrong pronunciation of mine. So I managed to boost my business and it's about to achieve the word succession. So moreover, I am not just the one living without benefits, but also my staff, my other employee, and also of course my family. So as what mentioned in the previous video we've watched, so it states there that entrepreneurship improves the quality of life. Aside from that, entrepreneurship can give us the contentment and the satisfaction in relation to our financial stability. So this can also, entrepreneur can also help improve our economic growth when we're able to adopt the exportation and importation of business. So moreover, a business can be one of the investments. Also, business can be one of the most important investments as time passes by, and if we make to run it as successful as we're planning So thus, as an entrepreneur, we should not just think of its benefits. Thus, instead, we should just think on its good sides, that of us putting that certain business for us and to other people. So we must think if that current business of mine that we are running gives us the satisfaction that life just needed. Because I believe that money cannot be defined as a wealthy one, as a wealthy man. Yet, a certain person is wealthy enough when he or she is living his life full of satisfaction and contentment. So, you know what, Mr. Desirio, money is nothing when the way we find it is not giving us the happiness. But when the way we find or create money that at the same time gives us the satisfaction of life, then that's worth aiming and receiving for. So, Mr. Desirio, again, there is no need for us to pressure ourselves to becoming a successful entrepreneurs. Thus, we should just merely trust the process and do the things that can improve, that can come up a positive outcome to the both of us as an entrepreneur. So, in everything, there is always a way, if only if there's a will. So, by the way, I am Kipili Pasaporte, and I am leaving you this true to life real quote. So, if you're abundant, having enough money, but making nor finding it unhappy, then that's not a good to pursue, because the way you doing it isn't worth continuing. So, God bless everyone, and thank you for watching.